Hey, what's up out there, everybody? Thanks for stopping by the channel. Let's dive into The King of Staten Island, now available on demand from director Judd Apatow. This one stars Pete Davidson as Scott, a 20-something guy living with his mother in Staten Island. Scott has been a bit lost in his life and had trouble finding his way since the death of his fireman father. He has dreams of being a tattoo artist, but he pretty much just spends his days smoking weed, and when his mother starts dating another fireman, Scott is going to be forced to face his grief head on and start making steps forward in his life. So let's get into what this dramedy delivers. This was a movie that had my interest from day one. I'm just not really sure what it is, but I really connect with the dark humor of Pete Davidson for some reason. I think it may be because I grew up without a father as well. Mine's still alive somewhere, more than likely with a family of his own, but I've never met him. He knows I exist, yet never really cared to find me. So as a guy who grew up with a father that treated his son as if he were dead, I was able to find that connection to Davidson's character, who dealt with an absence of a father in a different way. I really think the authenticity in which this script explores this character is where the film really shines. Nothing about the story feels melodramatic. The relationships between the characters, and specifically the dialogue between them, felt very natural. The writing is sincere. It really does a good job of keeping the interactions grounded and realistic, which I felt made both the attempts at humor and the dramatic layers of the story hit with a lot of heartfelt impact. Our main character in this movie is very flawed, he's broken, he's very lost in where his life is going. However, his downward spiral isn't used as the topic or the butt of the joke. Instead, it's really used to explore the growth of this young man, and I appreciated that. I think the humor is certainly there, the laughs are frequent and effective, but that emotional connection to the main character is the bright spot of the movie. This character is far from perfect. He may not even be likable to you, but everybody handles grief in their own way. The ramifications of losing a loved one will affect people differently, and I liked how the writing for this character captured that.
To live up to anybody's expectations. Hey, thanks for listening to all this. You're one of the few people who treat me, like a person.
You're welcome.
I mean, what you see is what you get with Scott. He's an open book. He doesn't claim to have the answers. He doesn't treat himself like the victim. He doesn't act as if nothing's wrong. He admits to being lost in life, and I think that purity, whether you can relate to him or not, results in a very raw, humanized character for the aspect of this movie. You can understand where his problems came from, and throughout the story, as it progresses and you learn more about him, you're going to want him to find the answers and find his way in life as much as he does. Early in the film, Scott may be a bit of a lost soul, but he's not a lost cause. He wants to be able to move on. He wants to be better. He just doesn't know how to. He wants the answers as much as people are willing to give them to him. He's very similar to how people face problems in their own real lives, and I enjoyed how the movie tackled his character and progressed through his arc. To me, this movie just has moments of great uneasiness, sincerity, awkwardness, and so much more, with a bunch of consistent laughs sprinkled in to keep that uplifting tone in place. The performances were solid across the board. Pete Davidson, who's admittedly playing a version of himself because it's loosely based on his life, was able to carry the film. He was very raw, he rarely felt like he was acting, and it helped connect to him as a real person. It created that fly-on-the-wall feel that kept the movie from feeling dramatically theatrical. I think Marisa Tomei was excellent as well. Her chemistry with Davidson was extremely natural. It really sells their mother-son relationship perfectly. I mean, Tomei is a star, and like stars do when the time called, she was also able to turn up the emotional intensity with ease.
Don't worry, Mom. I know your daughter got smart and went to college and abandoned us. But I'm still here. I'm gonna be here forever.
Yeah.
And Bill Burr was fantastic as well. He embodied that persona of a New York fireman perfectly, in my opinion. He was extremely natural in his delivery, and like Tomei, he captured a phenomenal timing and chemistry with Davidson that really just made the growth in their friendship resonate with me that much more. He has a great, some hilarious moments as well, and everybody for the most part I think did a great job of filling their roles with heart and emotion to surround Davidson with an appealing collection of supporting characters. Now on the downside, the movie was was a little long. The 2 hour and 15 minute runtime was a bit excessive, but it wasn't too much of a drawback overall. The story does keep a steady pace. It doesn't run longer than needed to deliver more jokes. It sticks around to explore the layers of this complex character. So for that aspect, while it could have been trimmed back in places, I don't fault the final result for it too much, given I was effectively pulled into Staten Island with characters I could connect with, and seeing them all grow from the beginning of the story to where they were at the end was really worth it to me. So in the end, I think this movie was a success and I enjoyed it. The King of Staten Island is going to get 90% on the meter. I think it accomplishes what it set out to do, in my opinion. Apatow's handling of this character was very endearing. It was very raw and intimate in places. The comedic beats were effective, but to me, the drama is where this movie shined, and I recommend checking it out if you're a fan of Davidson or the trailers have appealed to you. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop it a thumbs up, leave a comment below. I'd love to talk movies with you guys. Share it with your friends, and without question, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can never miss a video. Here are some links to some recent reviews just in case you missed them. All my social media links and the link to our official website are down in the description below, and I'll catch you next time.